Hi guys, today I want to share with you a really basic equipment setup for when you're filming content. Now, I've been filming content for a really long time. In the very early days of Barre Body, going back sort of 12 years ago, I was using a big SLR camera, I was using fancy lights, a microphone that you had to plug into the wall. Everything is so much more simple now. I am going to break it down for you and make it super simple so that you know that you are empowered. If you want to start creating content, if you want to film your classes or create reels for Instagram, it's super easy to do and you don't need lots of expensive equipment. So I'm going to show you what I use. Now, I'm filming today on my iPhone. I have an iPhone 14 Pro, so I do choose to get the latest iPhone just to make sure that I've got the absolute best camera quality. Now it's up to you. Anything from sort of a 10 and above should give you really great content for social media and also for video if you want. If you want to produce something super fancy, then you would film in 4K, and an SLR camera, so a proper camera, is always going to be better. However, I can tell you I never use one of those, whether I'm filming content for Barre Body Online, for Teacher Love Club, for my socials. I'm always doing it on my phone because that's super easy and it's accessible, and I like to use particular editing apps to edit the content afterwards, and it's just easy keeping it all on your phone. So that's my first tip for you, and that is that you can absolutely use your iPhone. Like I said, iPhone 10 or X and above is perfectly fine. So the next thing to know is that you can film using the forward-facing camera. So the forward-facing camera is a little bit of a lower quality. So I'm filming on the forward-facing camera now. It means that I can see myself, so I know, firstly, I know that I'm in frame, I've got that visual reference, I know who I'm talking to, as in talking to myself, talking to the screen. I use that a lot when I don't need super amazing high quality content. So if I was filming for Barre Body Online, where I know that somebody might put it on a big screen on their TV at home, then I'd use the rear camera because I know the quality is going to be better. But for most of my content, I'm filming with the forward-facing camera just so I get that feedback and I can see myself as I'm moving, reminding me usually not to use my hands quite so much as I do use my hands a lot. So that's the number one thing. The next thing is, if you're using your iPhone, and especially if you're using the forward-facing camera, make sure you turn on the grid. So right now I've got the grid of 9 on, which means that I'm centering myself in the middle of the video and making sure that I'm sort of in that center third. It's a really great place to film from. Then the microphone that I'm using, so I'm using a Rode lavalier mic, which is a great mic. It's about $300, $350, so it's quite a professional mic. You don't need to go quite that high with your microphone. That said, I definitely recommend using a microphone of some sort. So if you just film with the iPhone, when you play it back, it probably sounds fine, but I can tell you there's a big difference when you use a proper directional microphone. The quality of sound just sounds so much better. So if you're filming close up, yes, you can do it without a microphone. However, even close up, it's always going to sound better with a microphone. The other microphone I really love, which is super simple and convenient. So first I'll go back to the Rode. So the Rode is a little lavalier that plugs in. I've got this little battery pack that I can, or receiver pack that I can clip onto my pants. And then there's the receiver, which I'll pick up and show you, even though it's plugged in right now. That's the receiver, and that's plugged into my phone you just need to use the cord that will connect there's a special cord. It's a little bit complicated, but there's a special cord that connects the mic to, it's like an adapter, and then that connects into the adapter that goes from the 3mm plug into the iPhone. So there's a few little steps to make that one work. So that one's a little bit more complex. This one I love and I also use a lot. This is a smart mic, and the brand is Sabine Tech. And this one, this is the only piece. It is a Bluetooth mic, so it's like having AirPods, for example, and you can absolutely film in AirPods. I've done it before. I don't love it because you can see them in your ears, but you absolutely can film with AirPods. But this one, this is all it is, and you just clip this onto, so it's got a little clip it onto your shirt, you turn the button on, and we will have paired it with your iPhone in the Bluetooth settings. And then the only downside of this mic is that you have to film in the Smart Mic app, but that's really simple. You just download it from the App Store, and then that's what you're filming in. So I love this one. You can keep it in your handbag. It just charges with a USB-C, so it's really simple. Keep it in your handbag, and then you can film wherever you want to. So that's sort of my hot tip. I think that's probably the one that I would recommend. So that's called the Sabine Tech, SABINETEK, and that might not be in focus. Sabine Tech Smart Mic, and it's MIC, I think, as opposed to MIKE. Love this. Then I've got a tripod. Now I've got a couple of tripods. The one that I'm filming on now is actually sitting on a stool, and it's a really small portable charger. So again, that's one I can throw in my handbag if I'm doing filming on the go. So it's just a small portable tripod. What I would normally film on is a tripod like this because it's got the extendable legs, so we can go out quite long, and then you can also raise the top. And then I've just got an attachment on here which allows me to put my phone in to film. So it's just a special attachment for the phone. They're easy to pick up. So all of this stuff you can pick up on eBay. All the microphones, you just Google them. This is a really simple setup. Now, I don't tend to use lighting on anything that I film. Like right now, I've got no lighting. I just have light sources. So I've got a window over here, a window over here, and a window over here. The most important is having light behind the camera. So the most important one is the one that's behind the camera now, because that's lighting up the screen. And then I'll just go, when I finish the video, I'll just bump up the brightness and maybe the exposure a little bit to make it look lighter and brighter. That's pretty much all the editing I do. And then I trim the start where I'm sort of pressing play, and trim the end where I'm pressing stop. And that's really all the editing I'll do. That said, I will do another video that talks about the different editing apps I use and the process I go through. So I will tell you more about that in another video. So the only other thing, like I said, is lighting. I don't tend to light my videos. If you want to, there's a couple of things that I would recommend. And please keep in mind that the products that I'm recommending today are for a very simple setup, keeping things super, super easy. And they're products that I use myself. So if you need a little bit of extra light, you can use a ring light. Lots of people use those. I find the ring lights can tend to cast a shadow. I don't love them myself, but you can absolutely use them. I've got this one, and this one's really cool because it clips onto the phone. So it's got this clip, and it just sits on top of the phone when you're filming. This is called a Big Softie. I think it's maybe $100, $200, and it creates a really nice light. So that's an option for you. But please keep in mind, as I said, I almost never use lights. I just make sure I've got great natural light. That's the most important thing to me. Then the other, if you want to go, if you are using, you're indoors and you don't have amazing light, then you might want studio lights. And I recommend softbox lights. So they're really cheap. You can pick them up for maybe $100, $200. You get a set of 2 lights. You place one light behind the camera, so where I would say pretty much behind the camera where the window would be, and then you place one light off to the side. So you're getting lit from one side and lit from behind, and that just creates a really nice, effect. So that is my simple setup for lighting. So all of these tips, really, really simple. I hope that it's helpful to you. Please comment below. Let me know what you want to know more about. Let me know what you think of this video. If you have your own equipment that you use that you want to recommend to the community, pop a note down below as well, because I'm sure everybody would love to hear from other people and see what they're using to create their online content. Thank you so much.